Hello everybody, it is Sunday the 25th of March. Now, I want to put a few things together here. I'm bringing out the cauldron. Yeah, we're gonna put it all in and give it a whirl and see what comes out. Just so much happened since yesterday. A conversation I had in the comments. I was watching Greg Braden last night before I went to bed. I woke up with this thought, and then the first thing on my list on YouTube was the Window Town. So here I am trying to make sense of this and what I see at the moment. Right, so let's start maybe with let's start with Greg Braden last night. So he was talking about our different brainwaves states that we can be in. There you have the vibrations. Yeah? He was talking about the Tibetan monks and how they can reach a brainwave state much higher than most human beings would through meditation. Yeah? Way up there. They can also go below what we thought was the lowest brain state wave. They can actually get to zero and being alive, being intensely alive. So there you have the going up and down. And I think what happened with Jesus was he was knocked sideways. And I think I've just done the sign of the cross. Not the straight path up and down, but sideways. That is the thought I woke up with this morning. And that is why the entire thing is going sideways. Because and that is the question I asked from the beginning, how on earth did we get here? From the beginning, from the thought of brotherly love, giving to each other, healing each other. Yeah? And a beautiful world, to the outcome of the book of the Revelation, which is another consciousness breaking into this reality, and it is going to be a complete bloodbath. Yeah? So how did we get from here to there? And that is because Jesus himself was knocked sideways. And I'll show you that in a minute. Right, actually no, let's talk about the conversation I had in the comments yesterday. And that is, the idea that it was the Father, Mother God of this world, the intention that created this reality, the mind of God, and the matter that gave it form, that it was them that sacrificed their Son. Yeah? So we shall all be saved. And that is not what happened. They did not sacrifice their Son. In fact, in Jeremiah, and I said that in a video before, God speaks and he clearly says, I did not command this thing, them sacrificing their children to Baal, nor was that ever in my thoughts. So he says, we should not do that, and then he goes and does it himself. Not unless you think your father is a complete hypocrite. He's not. From the beginning, Jesus was born into this world as Son of Man, born of woman. And by that, he became a son of the Father, Mother God of this world. Yeah? And when he went on his spiritual journey, they gave him a guide. And that guide was with him the entire time. An angel. A messenger. A bringer of knowledge and a guide. That's what an angel is. Satan was supposed to have been his guide the entire time. And he was there trying to hold him back, trying to save him, trying to restrain him. And Jesus was having none of it. Get ye behind me, Satan. Yeah? I am not following the guidance of this world. So even spoke out of Peter to hold him back, and he would not listen. So no, it was not this world that sacrificed its son. It was trying to hold him back. It was another God. And again here, if you do not understand that there are two gods in that story, you understand nothing. That there is another kingdom that is not out of this world. And Jesus became a son. He was reborn into the knowledge of that other kingdom. And it was that other kingdom that promptly sacrificed their own newborn son, because it would serve them. Again, a thought that is not within our Father, within this world. It's not natural to this world. So again, how did we get there? How was he knocked sideways into the knowledge of that other consciousness? Right. And here is something I spoke about in a video before. And that is a function that we have, that our consciousness has. I was at that time talking about animals being killed, like being killed by a lion or something like that. Because somebody was saying how cruel nature was, and how much pain they must be in. And I said at that time that most likely they don't feel it, because their consciousness has removed themselves, and here we go sideways, stepped aside from the situation. It happens to you when you're in shock. So your consciousness steps aside. The pain becomes that much that your consciousness steps aside, sideways, removes itself from the situation. Now, Jesus was in compassion pretty much the entire time. He had jammed himself onto that setting. I'm in compassion. And again, compassion is the knowledge of the suffering of others. If you are in deep empathy, I swear you can feel it. And I've been there. And I had to remove myself from the situation. Actually, I physically removed myself from the situation, because I could feel it. And you're saying, oh, we should all be in compassion, what a beautiful world this would be. No, you would be in constant pain. You would have knowledge of the suffering all around you, and that's the only thing you would have knowledge of. So that was the place that Jesus was in. I would say he was in immense pain, till the moment where his consciousness went sideways. And that is when he was reborn into the knowledge of that other kingdom. Again, in the book, it actually teaches you that, if they do not receive your compassion, walk away. Yeah, walk away. But he did not walk away. Again, Satan would have told him to walk away. And he didn't listen. So here's what Doreen Dutan said this morning. Yeah? She said we should have our imagination under control. I don't think that is really the problem. Yeah? But she said that imagination, the word imagination in Hebrew is demayon, sorry. And it is actually meaning a likeness of. So this world is a likeness of our subconscious, of our knowledge, of the knowledge of ourselves. Yeah? But there's, in English, the word demayon in English was used as the root for dominion and for demon. So here is, if you go straight up from the knowledge of your own conscience, subconscious, the knowledge of this world, you're honoring your father and mother, the God of this world, the intention of this world and matter as well. You honor that. You honor your mother. That's what the commandment says. And then you go straight up by your own knowing, out of your own subconscious. Then you are on the straight path. But again, if your conscious is knocked sideways into another consciousness and they become the ruler, their rules will guide you, then you're becoming the likeness of another kingdom, no longer of this world. And this is how we end up in the book of the Revelation. He was knocked off the straight path. So, and another thing Doreen Dotan was talking about was the word sacrifice. Now, Kulban, and the root of that is the meaning of to draw close, draw something close. Again, here we are in the Hermetics, and have a vision, have an end point, and draw that close, go toward that. Tunnel vision on an outcome. And you cut off all other possibilities. Again, that is what Jesus did. Absolutely. He had a vision of an outcome, only that vision was not grown out of his own knowing. But he was guided again by another conscience. He had left this world. He stepped sideways. He stepped away from it. Reborn in the knowledge of another kingdom. And the last thing is that is exactly what happens. Again, I was listening to David Icke yesterday, the day before. It's all coming together. And he's talking about child sacrifices, or what they are doing when they are bringing the demons of that other realm into this reality. And that is exactly, they are using the child as a gateway. That is, again, they're creating that much pain in the child that its consciousness will step away, will remove itself from the situation, from the reality of what is here. And then it will become a gateway. It will enter into another reality, and it will become a gateway to let that reality in. That is what they're doing. And when they're saying that they have found gateways, that is finding ways of manipulating a person into a state of consciousness, so the person becomes the gateway for another reality to enter in. And that is exactly what is happening in the book of the Revelation. We will be in that much pain that we will do this thing. We will remove ourselves from this reality. And we will become the gateways for the angels of heaven to enter into this world. Yeah, it is the will of that Father that they all shall be saved, but you are becoming the sacrifice. It is most likely that you will not survive that experience. Your self, your consciousness, your soul will most likely not survive that. Because this is not a marriage. What is happening in that book is not a marriage, it's possession. Taking possession. Ruling over and taking possession. That's what's going to happen. So, what do we do? First of all, we must not remove ourselves. This going sideways must not happen. We must stay firm. No matter how much pain, we must stay firm in this reality, according to the mother, father of this world, according to what we are, human beings. Making decisions out of, having intentions and making decisions out of that knowledge. Our knowledge, the light within us, our knowledge of good and bad according to this world. Honoring our mother and father. That's the first thing. And we must stay on the straight path. And then we should know that we can receive. We can have a vision according to this world, and it will manifest in this world. This reality is not solid. It can change. It will change. We will be given. We do not need to go out toward something that is supposedly so much greater than us. You know, anything that is not of this world must be greater than us because we are nothing. And then receive of them, becoming their servant. We don't. We don't have to. We need to stay firm in the knowledge of what we are, in our own humanness. And we will be given on the straight path. Which then leads us to what on earth are the monks doing? With all these different vibrational states. I mean, as far as I can see, the creative state, the state of manifestation is actually just between delta, theta and alpha, around 8 hertz. Yeah, in the twilight zone. Where's the birth of a new awareness. So what on earth do we do with the rest of those states? Why on earth would we be all up? What does it do when we're all the way up there? Again, that's something we really need to understand, and we need to understand all of these things before we even go. You know, like go the way of a Neville Goddard, or just use your beautiful imagination. Well, if you have not got a clue what you're doing, yeah, you could end up in hell, which hell is coming to earth at the moment. It's not heaven, it's hell. We're already seeing it, we're already living in it's already manifesting around us. We're already in hell. Again, how far do you have to go into the darkness before you see the light? Anyway, there is so much we need to understand about ourselves. What we are, what we do, what it is we're in, before we go and do this. Anyway, I hope this made sense. So basically, yeah, it is, we need to stay on the straight path. We need to be grounded in what we are. We must ask according to what we are. We are being driven into pain because it was the knowledge of the New Testament how to enter that other realm sideways. And that is through, driving us into enough pain that we will remove ourselves from the situation. And then we become the gateway for another consciousness to come in. And that is exactly what happened to Jesus. And if we're all going that way, yeah, we will bring that thing to earth. And it's going to be a bloodbath. Anyway, I leave it at that for today. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.